Hello everyone and welcome to ZigWheels. We're coming to you from Tel Aviv in Israel at the launch and reveal of the all-new Skoda Scala, their brand new compact car. So in this walk around, I'm of course going to give you the details on what this car looks like, what it feels like, what kind of features it offers, what it offers in terms of engine options and safety, and more importantly also answer some questions like, does this actually mean something for India? And if it does, what? So beginning with the basics, the walk around of the outside. Now in this particular shade of white, it definitely looks very similar to the Vision RS concept. Now that car was previewing two things. One was the design in front of you, the Skoda Scala itself, but also the future of RS cars that will be coming up really soon. So that of course will be touching upon more green technology. Different topic for a different day. So let's give you a quick walkthrough over here. You've got these nice effect LED headlights. Moving further down, you've got these fog lights which will come with the cornering function. You also see the signature Skoda grille, but down the middle you see that bit right there. It's for the radar guided technologies including cruise control and of course active safety. Now the side profile is the biggest highlight of this car because it's kind of an amalgamation between sedan, between hatchback, between estate car. So it's kind of a melting pot of different body styles to kind of offer the best of all worlds. So you're having the compact proportions, so it's not a handful to use in the city, practicality and ease of use of a sedan or hatchback, and also added benefits that you get with estate cars in terms of storage, and that's something I'll touch upon really soon. So in terms of raw dimensions, this thing is not compact by Indian standards. It's not a sub 4 meter car, measures in at almost the same size as C-segment sedans. Think Honda City, Skoda Rapid, Maruti Ciaz. And the wheelbase too is something that's in a similar territory. So not a small car by any means. In fact, it's what we call as mid-size sedans in the Indian market. So very practical for the entire family. Now this tailgate isn't just something you're going to see as a design highlight on the Scala itself. It's something that will trickle down to or over to different and upcoming Skoda cars, because as you can see, the glass panel effect over here continues all the way down, and at the back, instead of seeing the traditional Skoda logo, you've got the actual word Skoda being emblazoned across the back. And interestingly, this is a powered tailgate. Touching upon the boot space, it's in the whereabouts of 460 odd liters, so definitely not starving for practicality. And if you drop down the rear two rows, it expands to about 1410 liters. So plenty of practicality, and that is exactly where we were coming from when we mentioned the estate car bit of the charm of this car. So now that we've touched upon the storage bit of this, let's get into the back seat, the business area, because while this is a small, it all small in terms of how accommodating it is. Now by the wheelbase itself, that should have been an indication of how big this car is. It is supposed to offer a similar amount of practicality inside the cabin as mid-size sedans do. So by Skoda's own claim, room in terms of shoulder room, in terms of headroom, it is on par or in certain cases even bettering the Octavia. I didn't get that wrong. I am saying the Octavia. So you've got these adjustable rear headrests, nice fold out armrest with cup holders. It will also be available with a plus size glass roof or sunroof. Of course, not everything on this car that you're seeing right now will be standard equipment. So now it's time to move on to the front seat. Now just take a second and take in the dashboard, because this is important on multiple aspects. One, it is a big design highlight of the Scala itself, but it's also previewing a design language you're going to be seeing on future Skoda cars in the cabin. Because while they all have had a dashboard layout that's centered around the touchscreen, this one has a freestanding touchscreen, which is a bit of a controversial move, but I personally say the integration is quite seamless. And now we move into the cabin. In this particular spec, it is coming with manually adjustable seats. Now this is the 9.2-inch touchscreen infotainment system. That is what the dashboard is entirely centered around. So it does come with Smart Connect, so it gets bits like Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, MirrorLink, the works. But as you move further down here, your eyes don't mistake you, that is the virtual cockpit. So this will have a wide range of customization options. You can even have the navigation display being relayed right over here, in addition to the other and honestly very detailed MID options that you had in the regular digital display in the MID of cars like the Octavia. Now, before they got the virtual cockpit, remember the Octavia got it first in India, and it was followed by the Kodiaq LNK. So a halo feature now entering the mainstream, because this is supposed to be an affordable family car. So I'll give you a closer look and briefly touching upon the quality. Now, this is exactly what you've come to expect from Skoda cars in general. So it's very similar to the Octavia in terms of touch and feel. You can even see that from the steering wheel's design itself. And moving further down, you've got these AC vents down the middle, the display for the climate control zones, along with seat ventilation or seat you spec it with. In this particular trim, it is equipped with a 7-speed DSG gearbox, but you do have options like a 5-speed manual and a 6-speed manual even, and I'll get into that a little bit later on. This right here is the drive mode selector. You have the auto start stop on the top right, the park assist, the auto park system where you just have to monitor the brakes, and the Parktronic itself. So that's a quick look at the dashboard. You can of course get complete details on that in the article on ZigWheels. And it's time we deep dove into the technical bits. So moving to a different car for the technical bits, for the safety, and also what this means for India. I'm going to get to the crux of the matter. So technically speaking, this is coming with a wide range of powertrain options, including a 1 liter TSI that's available in 2 states of tune. That's 95 horsepower with a 5-speed manual gearbox. There's also a 115 horsepower 1 liter TSI that comes with a 6-speed manual gearbox with an optional 7-speed DSG. There's also a 1.6 liter diesel that comes with a 6-speed manual gearbox that also makes 115 horsepower, but available with a 7-speed DSG, and there will be later on for the European market in 2019. The talking point though is a range-stopping 1.5 liter TSI engine that's good for about 150 horsepower, is available with a 7-speed DSG. Now this engine in particular is going to be important, because that brings me to the next point of discussion. Will this come to India? So at the moment it is only in the stage of consideration. There's nothing put in stone. They are looking at this for the Indian market, but if it does come in there, it is going to be something spliced in between the Rapid and the Octavia. So prices are going to probably start upwards of rupees 10, maybe 12 lakh, and that would put it not into a volume sales segment to be the intention of Skoda either. So even if this does come to India, it will be coming in mostly through the CKD route and being assembled in India. But they're looking at a select few customers and more of a showcase as to what Skoda has to offer apart from the usual body styles. So what you need to do right now is get typing into the comment section or reach out to us or even Skoda India on Twitter and let them know. With all these things kept in mind, if it comes with a 1.5 liter TSI, if it's priced upwards of rupees 10 lakhs, priced in between the Rapid and the Octavia, would you consider buying a car like this? Given all the luxury propositions with the 9.2 inch touchscreen, the virtual cockpit, the space that's on par with nearly D1 segment sedans, would you go for something like this? Is this something that would be palatable for Indian taste, or would they need to make some tweaks to make that happen? Whatever it is, don't be silent. Let us know in the comment section, and thank you so much for watching.